What's up, guys? It is Acid Happy here with Happy Days Entertainment. Productions. Like I said in my previous 5 videos, I'm gonna do that time over and time over again, and I don't do it on purpose. But originally it was entertainment, and now we're productions, so it is what it is. Anyways, I see we've got people in the comments already on YouTube. What's up, TJ? Shout outs to you. I'm excited for our interview tomorrow. There.
Make sure you're sharing this out, everybody.
Yes, make sure you're sharing this out, everybody. Anyways, if you haven't done so yet, please do, get yourself your snacks, your blunts rolled, whatever you need to, keep yourself occupied while you are watching this podcast. Um, we've got an awesome guest for you today. And I will not be hosting, but Jake will. I'll be co-hosting. I'll be in the background sharing this out. If you guys need anything, just ask in the comments. I'm here, and Jake is going to host. But before I hand Jake off the phone and he gets to hosting this episode, I'm going to introduce our guest for today's episode. What's up? So, is your name pronounced Dvrkstar?
Yes, it is. It is pronounced
Okay.
Dvrkstar.
Awesome. Good to know. Just wanted to clear that up before we move on. And here is Jake.
Speaking of Dvrkstar, that rhymes with or puts me in mind of Death Star, which is one of my favorite types of weed. I always loved how shiny the crystals on it are for some reason. If it's grown right, like the original Death Star strain, the crystals are always really fucking shiny. I love it. But anyways, Dvrkstar. So let's pull out my interview questions. We're gonna usually what I've been trying to implement. We're gonna take the first 5 minutes just to let everybody get in the chat. We're gonna sit here and bullshit for a little bit. You can tell us about yourself, stuff that you're not worried to have to repeat again later or whatever. Because, like I said, we're just going to spend the first 5 minutes, letting everybody get in the chat and say hi. What's up, TJ Gaynor? Everybody, this is Dvrkstar. This is our new homie. Everybody show him love.
My name is Christian. I go by Dvrkstar.
This is Christian. He goes by Dvrkstar.
A dubstep rhythm, drum and bass, experimental producer. I try to do something different. Old school style.
I love dubstep and shit. Anytime I'm so old school, like back in the day when I started listening to that type of music, it was just known as like techno. And then it broke down into like a million different categories that I fucking like don't understand or know or what. Like, so nowadays I just call it dance music. You know what I mean? But I like the shit, and it's weird because it's like when I was younger and like I started realizing like none of my high school friends or anybody else really seemed to like enjoy that music that much. I was like, all right, well maybe some of my LGBTQ friends or something, because that's what I guess the what's it called, it's like when stereotype, yeah, like it was the stereo, you know what I mean? So I was like maybe some of them, but it seemed like even the majority of them liked other types of music and stuff. So it's been hard for me to find a real crowd of people that really enjoy the same like house and EDM and techno like I do. But so I've been I just feel so blessed to have this platform that I'm using to help share people with the world. It brings them to me without me having to seek them out, like you.
Well, thank you for having me, and thank you for taking the time out of your guys' evenings and days and your weeks and potentially months to come to find artists that will sit down with you guys, talk with you guys about their experiences, what they're doing, and what they want to do in the future.
Hell yeah. And it's a lot of what we do or try to do anyways is about networking. Actually, we just had a young lady on the other night. What was her name again?
Joe Wafu.
Joe Wafu. As well as and everybody that watches this show a lot of times or has watched the show a lot of times already knows the second it's JOWAFU. But yeah, everybody that watches the show a lot already knows the second name I'm about to throw out to you. But Tony Richtone, Riktone. He also makes yeah. that style of music, and I love to see our friends work together and stuff, and come up with projects together. It makes me feel like I'm really a part of things. Even though I'm not necessarily making music myself. So yeah, please. And they're all great. I as far as the young lady we talked to the other night, that was the first time I ever spoke to her, but she seems amazing and definitely willing, ready, willing, and able to work with other artists. And I know for a fact that Tony is. So please definitely get a hold of both of them and see if you can make anything happen.
Okay, I can definitely do that. I just shared this to a bunch
Oh,
of
there's
people,
Joe.
so
There's
she is in the
it's
chat. I see that.
WAIFU.
Yeah,
There she
waifu,
is in the
your
chat.
waifu.
What's up, baby? I just shouted you out. He's another EDM artist. I told him to look you up. Y'all got to do some music together. Simple
Yes,
as
I
that.
will. I'll do some research and I'll.
I'm here, she
Okay.
says. We see you. We see you. Hell yeah. Make sure you share this out. We're about to get into our interview questions here in just a moment.
Yes. Try not to spoil it too much.
Right, for
But if
sure.
you like 90s movies like The Fifth Element, like 1, 2, 3, or 4 stones, like Where's My Empty Case type shit, like
I absolutely love the Fifth Element.
it'll be a good interview.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. So, what a what you do or what you normally produce?
What's up, Pony Boy Bradford? That's my homie. So I usually produce dubstep, sometimes rhythm if it's more heavier. I do also take into mind that sometimes you can go farther than just electronically writing, and you can go into like composition sometimes with the automation styles that can be done. So I think that some people can do more than just writing electronically, that it can be electronic composition, and that's what I feel like that I do. It's its own separatized category, and I focus on not just like the heavier styles like bass music, dubstep, and rhythm. I do mid tempo, tech house, I said mid tempo, lol, bass house. I've been trying to do a lot more drum and bass oriented stuff, and that will be revealed as to why later in the interview.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I love it. Coming prepared for the questions. I love it. I love it. There's and we rarely get it, thankfully. I've seen it in other interviews, not in a lot of Happy Days interviews, but I've had interviewees or seen interviewees at least that just come terribly, they know that they're right on time for the interview and everything, but it's like they didn't think at all about what they were going to say or how they were going to present themselves
Important. You got to.
to the
You got
audience.
to.
So I really appreciate just first of all just
What's up, Timmy?
obviously seeing somebody that's put together, and you know what I mean, like you're on a whole PC with a headset and like got your, you know what I mean, it makes me happy to see that.
Been making a lot of crazy music on it too lately. Some frog noises, some heavy frog noises. It's pretty cool.
In your music, you said?
Yes, in my music.
Hell yeah, heavy
I'll,
frog noises. I,
we'll,
li-
we'll be listening
I,
to
you
some
know
of
what's
the.
funny? I there's been a lot of times where I actually have like slept to dance music, and like people don't even understand how I can do that. But I feel like some good shit with heavy frog noises in it would really be nice to sleep to.
It is.
Anyways,
It is.
let what were you gonna say? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
It is.
It is. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Uh, all right. So let's go ahead and get into these questions, if you don't mind.
Please.
Uh, what is your stage name? And if you don't mind, what is your real name? And if you do mind, it's completely, you don't have to share your real name with the crowd for whatever reasons. But
So my name is Christian Lopez. I go by Dvrkstar, as many of my friends have came to name and call me, mainly because my music is dark and it is spacey.
hell yeah, hell yeah. Where are you from? What's your zodiac sign? And how did you come up with your stage name?
So I am located in Binghamton of upstate New York, and my zodiac sign is a Gemini.
My
How I
brother's a
came up,
Gemini.
I've got a cool side alias that I do that's called Gemini Squad. So I love the Gemini season type deal. Um, I came up with the name because, as previously mentioned, my music is dark and spacey, so it kind of just fit. And come to be know, there are many dark stars in this world, so had to stand out a little bit with the spelling and everything and the unique branding.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. All right. So I think we already pretty much covered how did you develop your stage name. So what talents do you have and use in your creative journey? What what do you feel like you bring to the table? What do you want to be known for as an artist? Is there any type of direct message you feel like you consistently try to, you know,
So, um, I started listening to electronic music back when my father showed me Fatboy Slim, the Chemical Brothers, and many other cool things, like techno music, mainly techno and like progressive house, because that's what like the late '90s was focused on, and that interesting dance music sound. It was not what it is today. It was very different. It was a very different time. But I started in 2015 spinning music. That's amassed me about 12 years of well, technically this is 10, but I was doing it on a computer, like without anything severe, just practicing. But I was, going into high school, into my art class, bringing in my little SB2, and I was mixing in art class, and I was very thankful that my art teacher put up with that. And Mr. Totoro, you are a boss. Thank you.
he probably enjoyed it more than you even understand. I am almost willing to bet he probably enjoyed seeing you do that and knowing, you know what I mean, where you were really gonna go before you maybe even did.
Yes, yeah.
Probably a lot more than you even realize.
And
That's
so
why teachers become teachers. It's not
teachers
the
become
pay.
teachers. That's why teachers become teachers. And so, in my graduating year of high school in 2015, I gained my first gig in June. It was called Plur, and it was in Binghamton. It was a 24-hour multi-themed rave with 3 rooms, distinctive decorations to each area.
That's amazing. Hell
It was
yeah.
really, really cool, but the night was an interesting end. It was interesting. So I've got about 12 years of VJ experience total. In between, then I started going to college for a little bit. I went to 3 semesters of BCC out here in Binghamton, and ever since then, I started producing, and I've got about 5.5 years of production skills under my belt. I'm just trying to get better and better with each session that I do, and as you guys will hear later, I have really gone above and beyond to like. I'm kind of getting chills talking about it because I'm really trying to do better, and I'm trying to do better with my sounds, my mixing, my mastering, and especially with the muddiness. That's something I'm really being very criticizing about, if that's the proper word, in my own music.
Right.
And I
Self-critical
suppose,
or whatever. I understand what you're saying. Yeah.
that the direct message that I would love to get out to not just my fans, the listeners, but the world is, life is too short, and we need to take care of this planet before it goes to hell. Pardon my language.
Flat out. Flat out.
Yes.
Speaking of which, sorry to keep adding all these extra
No, you're
questions,
good.
but that's
You're good.
kind of I feel like our question list isn't really good anyways. So what I've been kind of trying to do, throughout interviews is like find new questions, I guess, like with just throughout the interview. So speaking of, we got to take care of how do you feel um, and I know it's probably a bad idea to ask anything political, really, but
Jesus.
how do you feel about Trump and Elon, and how do you
God.
feel about what they're doing and what's going on with the? Do you think it's a real thing, and do you think they're really gonna, help America and stuff like they say they're going to, and all that, or
Mm,
So
we won't stay on this long?
with the way that the Matrix is going, if it's okay to say that with everyone, it,
Absolutely, you can say whatever you want on here.
the
This is all
movie
satire.
was made called 2001: A Space Odyssey, and we're not there yet. Um, I'm a little concerned. That's all I will say. That's all I will say. Just a little concerned.
Heck yeah. Heck yeah. It's always good to be concerned.
We all need to be working together instead of fighting for resources.
Absolutely.
Of
Absolutely.
course, there's always
Absolutely.
going to be a conflict, but at the end of the day, we are all one species. We all have mostly the same organs. You know, we share the same planet. Like it's one rock.
Right. I
I
feel like the way that they're going to, never mind. My lady wants me to stay off of the political stuff anyway, so we'll talk
Let's
about
keep
that
it
in private.
streamlined. Let's keep it streamlined.
Right, flat out. All right, so um how long have you been creating?
Um, I've been creating since I was a little boy. Legos.
I was also gonna add, and also, what's your favorite way to create, or what was your first? You know what I mean?
Um, One of my most best languages to speak in is my music. I really speak through my music that I make because it's my heart, it's my soul, and it's everything that I put into it. It is truly me.
Do you have any other hobbies aside from music that you're deeply passionate about, or even
Um,
moderately passionate about?
Mixing aside from the music, I can't include that. I would say Magic the Gathering. I've recently gotten back into Magic the Gathering with some friends. Thank you, Steven. Thank you, everyone else who's gotten me back into that. You guys are awesome. Uh, I've also been doing Gunpla to kind of keep me busy on the offhand. Yeah, and I also love to cook, so I had to put some thought into
Love
that
to cook
one.
as well.
And
Hell
shout
yeah.
out to all the Geminis.
Yeah, yeah. Sure. When's your birthday? My
Uh,
brother's is June 7th.
7 days after the 14th.
Hell yeah, hell yeah. That's great. Shout out to the Geminis. He shouted you out, brother. By the way, everybody that's watching, if you haven't already heard, add my brother on your friends list. He's about to hit that professional mode and stuff. He's doing the promoting and everything as well. So, blah, blah, blah. Jordan Smith. On to our next question. Do you have any favorite projects you've worked on?
Yes, I do have some very favorite projects that I have worked on, and some of the most favorite projects that I've worked on are with Cyberus, but not just with Cyberus, but with another homie, Darcel. He goes by Darmonix. Together, him and I, Darmonix and I, and another individual, we are D3, and we incorporate each of our own sound designs, whether it's the drums, the synths, the background elements, whether it's like the atmospheres, the pads. We all take something and we include it all into one track. And the goosebumps factor. It's some of the coolest music that we've done ever.
Yeah, yeah,
But so some of my more favorite ones is one of the ones that I'm going to be showing off tonight, and you'll see why.
yeah, yeah. And we always try to build up suspense for that, so we save all that to we bust out the questions and then we get to the fun part of the interview. And you know what I mean, last half we fuck around and we'll listen to songs, and because that's when everybody's finally in here, you know what I mean, about the majority of the people that's going to be in the chat's going to be in here so they can actually hear the music. And you know what I mean, if they
Hmm.
want to see any of the other boring interview questions, they can always go back and watch the rest if they didn't catch it. So, uh, is there a message or me? I think we did the,
Yeah,
but
we
that
did
was
cover
in
that.
the before interview chat. So we're gonna go ahead and hit it again. Yeah, I mean, is there a message or meaning behind the artwork you convey?
Um, just stick together, stay peaceful. Life is too short, and the '90s will live on. That's another one I'll add. '90s
And
will
the
live on.
'90s will live on. That's like the '80s. You know what I mean? The '80s and
'80s
'90s.
and '90s.
Oh my God, they were amazing times. That's why dude, I'm telling you, people are going to be using cuts and shit from the 80s and 90s for years and years to come just because they're such good music came from then. You know what I mean?
I've heard that the Y2K era might be coming back, like that whole theme and style, like that whole washed out, like Halo 2 esque, like box to TV style. I feel like that might be coming back soon. It'll be cool if it does.
So, what or who are your biggest artistic influences or role models?
So some of my biggest artistic influences and role models would obviously be Excision. My mom took me to my first Excision show, but first and foremost, my mother is my biggest role model and influence into the world. She has basically helped me with most of my decisions that have been very needy in my life, and I thank my mom for everything that she has done for me.
Hell yeah, hell yeah. Now that I don't know, this is kind of an unrelated question, but it's just one I thought of. Um, speaking of like 80s and 90s and just like really great music and stuff. And I don't know if these are like things like some of the pop music is like what led me into liking more of the like dance music and stuff like that. But things that my mother maybe that's what brought me to that, path of thought because you started speaking about your mother. But my mother turned me on to a lot of like Prince, Michael Jackson, and Madonna. All three of them, you know what I mean, were big
My mom
influences.
showed me a lot of Madonna and a lot of Britney Spears when I was younger. We actually used to listen to a lot of Madonna on one of the CDs. So yes, I admit to that. I admit. I admit. Hands up. Arrest me now.
Nah, that's all good shit. You know what I mean? If you can't really admit where your musical influences come, you got a lot of, uh, what's it called? Shadow work to do. Still got a lot of shadow work to do. You know what I mean?
You're not wrong.
But
You're not wrong.
so what or who? Oh, I already said that one. My bad. If you could give any other artist just starting their creative journey uh some advice, what would that be?
I'm gonna give y'all three pieces of advice. If someone tells you to quit, do not. This goes in hand with the first one. If someone tells you that they don't like their stuff, don't take it to heart. Number two, if it sounds good to you, truly, close your eyes. If it sounds good to you, because it's your music, let it be good to you. And
Right.
three,
Here you go.
number two, go back to rule number two and number one.
Right. Revert back to right. If you're still worried about anything, look back at rule number two. About music. Right.
I suppose,
Flat out.
I suppose, make sure that it's you. Make sure that it's you. And ghost production isn't everything that it's always shot out to be. So always keep
Right,
that in mind
right.
as well.
And
Just a little tidbit of advice.
whether you're listening to music or making music, don't be afraid to listen to and or make the type of music that you like, because as I said in the beginning of the interview, there was a long time when I, I was like, where am I going to find the crowd of people that actually enjoy the same type of music I do? I don't know if it was where I lived or whatever, but there is a crowd that likes the same type of music you do, and they're out there, and you know what I
Yeah.
mean. And it doesn't, don't be afraid to stand alone. Whether it's you feel like you're not in the majority, and that's the type of music you're making, or you feel like you're not in the majority and it's the type of music you want to listen to. Don't give in to peer pressure or trying to conform to the societal norms. Love what you love and do what you do. That's what makes us all special and beautiful, is the fact that we are different.
Yes.
So blah blah blah. Other inspiring words. um All right, to the on to like I guess we're I kind of started letting myself ramble because we're fucking burning through these questions, to be honest.
We're
But
into the meat and potatoes now.
we're gonna play more of your music at the end and really like get to the fun part where we bullshit again. So you
Okay.
know.
Okay.
But all right, so our happy days questions. Do you smoke weed, and if so, what's your preferred method? How do you like to smoke?
Um, Dabs.
Dabs, hell yeah. Doing dabs. Are you a bucket guy, or do you have your little rig that you stab the fucking shit with?
Quartz bucket
Quartz
ish.
bucket. Hell yeah, he takes real dabs. Yeah, 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 yeah. I feel like you're not like a real like OG stoner if you don't have like the fucking shit with the coil that stays hot on the bucket and like
I don't have
I
that. I don't have
I
that, but
do you see? I still don't even have one of those yet. But like,
I don't even
you know
have
what I mean?
one.
I got a lot of
It's
other
expensive, man.
goals in
Very
life that
expensive.
I'm working on. So I can be okay with the little rig I got for now. But yeah,
Insane.
for sure, for sure. And I guess this is our very last question. If you could pick somebody to come on the show, and it's got to be somebody kind of like within reason, you know what I mean? Not somebody that's just never gonna come on our show. Who would it be?
Um, I'm gonna shout out my homie John Metatron. He's in Ohio. If you guys haven't heard of him, check him out. His music's really fucking cool. He's a homie
John
from
Metatron.
of like 2018. If I'm correct, I might be wrong, but like I feel like I've been conversating with him for quite a while. Um, I really hope that I get to work with him soon because he's a really cool dude. He's a really good homie, and he puts out a lot of cool music. A lot of his music has been done with the artwork of really cool designers. So he's a really cool dude. Check him out.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Shout out to John Metatron. And hey, John, if you're watching or if you get to watch this later, we're coming for you, brother. I'm going to find you and I'm going to send you a friend request. We're going to try to get you on the show. And we want you to work with our new homie. He seems like a cool ass dude. And I bet y'all make some fire shit together.
I will forward you his page actually after the interview. That way I can just go ahead and get that sent to you guys.
Please do. I'm an internet stalker. I'll find his personal page and send him a friend request. Like, hey. You know what I'm saying? Luckily though, I got a good enough like bio or whatever. When people actually look at my Facebook, they can tell I'm not a, you know what I mean? Yeah, I'm not one of those people that's trying to scam some shit or pretend promoter type shit, whatever. Like, yeah, yep.
Feeling
So,
it.
and I feel like we got a good thing going on here. Hopefully we can get you hooked up with John Metatron because of maybe, you know what I mean? Because like I said, I will. I'm about to, as soon as we get off of here, I'm gonna find him and send him a friend request. Like, what's up, John?
He
We
makes
need to
some
get
pretty
you
cool
on the
music.
show.
Like me, he puts his heart into his music, and like he does it really well. And I give him all the credit that is deserved because he's been working really hard, and he deserves everything that he's been doing.
Hell yeah, hell yeah. It's
And
been
it's
so
John.
lovely having you on. And I'm
Jake.
so excited to be to the part of the show where we can actually listen to some of your music now.
Yes.
So you know what time it is, brother. What do you want to play first? Introduce yourself. I know I run my mouth a lot, so I'm gonna try to be quiet for a little bit. I'm gonna let you introduce the songs that you're about to bring on and do your little thing.
Okay. So, um, I suppose be any further. You guys get a little sneak peek at my EP that I've been working on that leads into an LP, and the EP focuses on the sneak peek of what the LP focuses on sound wise. So it's with the Vengeance EP, I really focused on a video game esque sound because I've been really good at replicating video game sounds for some reason, and just nonchalantly, like I made a few Half Life esque sounds, some Armored Core type stuff. It was pretty cool. I just didn't even expect to do it, and now I'm doing even cooler stuff that has that same style. And the EP is called The Force, in honor of the Madre upstairs. She loves Star Wars. So I will screen share one moment.
It's guys that make your kind of music that make people come back from a festival and say, "Bro, I was tripping, and all of a sudden I felt like I was in a fucking video game." And that's why people.
Okay, so I do that. I'm going to share system audio. I am now sharing the screen, I believe.
Hold on. 1 second. I gotta go do.
Talk to the people for a little bit, please.
I might have to
I don't-
disable the camera in order for it to view. If I do, that is okay.
It's not that. It's actually fuck this. Bam.
Cool. Welcome, everyone. So, this is the entry track of the EP. I'm not going to share too much of it. I'm going to share one other song because there is another one that goes with it. And then I will move on to 2 of the album songs or the LP songs because it's a long play. It's not an album. It's not like 13. I think it's 10. It's 10 tracks. So this is The Force. I'm not going to play the second drop. I'm going to leave that be.
Comment. We want to see some love on this. Just follow.
That's all y'all get of that. All y'all get.
I was just getting
All you
into
get.
it. How you gonna do that to me?
All you get. It's all you get. It's all you get. It's all you get. So the second one is with Darmonix and Miller. It's In the Air. This is a working in progress one. I will let this one play out because it's only a little bit long and we got a little bit of time to kill. Shout out to this one. So what'd y'all think of that one? That was one of my favorite ones that I've been working on recently with the boys. This one is extensive. Is potentially the title track of the LP. I'm not sure yet. It's still working. Progress title. I don't even know if this is going to be the name of the track. But it's fitting because it's very extensive on the sound design that I've been doing since In the Air. Everything has kind of changed, evolved, and went and progressed forward into what it is now. This.
All right, make
And another thing with this one is what I'm trying to do even further is I'm trying to have it go from left to right. That way, if I'm on stage, I can go left and right, and it has that same motion. So that's another one of the favorite ones. And shout out to the boys in Discord who have been helping me work on that track. Y'all are the fucking G's.
Fire. That's look.
The fucking
That's
G's.
look. I'm trademarking.
I'm
this. That's the
trademarking
fire
this. That's the
emoji.
fire.
They can't see
They
you.
can't see you.
The fucking G's.
My cat.
They can't see.
No.
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. But yeah, that's one of my more favorite ones that I've been working on, mainly because I wanted to go from the left to the right for like the stage impact and have that big
Yeah.
that big umphiness. And so this is something that I recently whipped out. I might do some alterations in the second part, but the second part is really it's really fucking cool. Yeah.
Fire.
I love it.
Everybody make sure you find the Dvrkstar.
So I'm gonna give some shout outs in the chat real quick. Jeffrey, you are the man. Shout out to Jeff. Storms the homes. Also shout out to Supernova Bait Company. We got the baddest baits on the planet. Technically, we got the baddest baits in the universe, man. Check him out. He's out of he's close to Liberty. He does his own fishing baits. He does his own little shop. Check him out. Jeffrey Macedonio. Shout out to J.R. Matten, homie out of Detroit, Pontiac, Michigan. Really cool dude. Goes by Anomaly. We might have something coming out soon. Uncertain, but we might have something coming soon. Maybe. Shout out to Mordecai Leroy. You are a also real man. You are the homie from Rochester. Shane, your dude. Herm, shout out. Ponyboy, shout out. Y'all the homies. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you, Steven. Thanks, Ma, for dealing with this pretty me dubstep shit. Thank you for taking the time to interview me. Thank you for taking the time to interview those in the past and those who you will be interviewing in the future. Because not only does it take time out of your day, but it takes time out of our days. It takes time out of everyone's day. And we thank you for tuning in to this segment of the exclusive Happy Days interview with Dvrkstar.
Dvrkstar, however you'd like to be. I'm sorry.
You're good.
No, there you go.
I did it again.
Anyways, how are you? It was amazing with you. And as far as my shout outs go, can they hear me? I feel like they can't even
Yes,
hear
they can hear you. There's
Okay.
no echo now because I took his extra
Right
screen
on.
off.
Anyways, so as far as the shout outs go, I feel like he covered most of the people in the chat.
He did.
Tom Bland, I see you in there. We didn't forget about you. She actually broke her phone. So I don't know what's
Big
I'm but
broken.
listen. Yeah, there's
Big
literally
broken.
there's literally a hole in the screen of her phone if you can see that. But I'm going to give you a text as soon as we jump off of here here in just a second. I'm going to give you a text and we're going to figure it out. If it was supposed to be today, I'm sorry. We'll put it, for tomorrow even if you want or whatever, but we will figure it out. And we're sorry for any inconvenience that it may have caused to anybody. But this was an absolutely great interview. I love that we're getting other artists on that aren't just hip hop artists. Any of our EDM, house, techno, all of that stuff. Friends that are watching or may watch in the future, please get a hold of Dvrkstar and put together something cool. You know what I mean?
And then send it to us
This
so
would be
that we
cool.
can listen to it and promote it.
For
That would be
sure.
cool too.
Dvrkstar, make sure if you don't have our email, we'll make sure we get it to you, but make sure that you are sending in music every week, for our music rotation. We will play your shit.
Yes.
We definitely will.
And before we go, little sneak peek. My birthday, something might be coming. Maybe new mask, maybe new character, maybe alternative character. Drum and bass. Think of 90s anime. All I'm gonna say.
Heck yeah. We can't wait to see it. We can't wait to promote it. Make sure that, right before it comes out or whatever, the day it comes out, you send that shit to us so we can promote it for you because that's what we do because we're Happy Days.
Keep us updated.
For sure.
And
And
again,
I guess
thanks for
for
having me.
today's Yeah, no problem, brother. Thank you so much for coming on. Shout outs to everybody. I seen a lot more of his homies today in the chat than I did of ours. So I really want to thank all y'all for showing up and showing out. Make sure y'all subscribe to Happy Days if you want to get an interview. If you're an artist, all you got to do is holler and schedule something. But as far as all that goes, I think we're out for today. Dvrkstar, we love you. Thank you so much for the interview.
Thank you for having me. And Submerged Sounds will live on.
For sure. Peace.